Greetings Royal Schiphol Group Management. Picture a world with limited delays, happy customers and snow-free runways. That is the picture that our partners have given to you. Today we're going to tell you how to get there. We'll start with the key identified changes that need to take place for this utilitarian scenario to be realized.
Schiphol currently lacks efficiency in their structure to respond to extreme snow conditions. The current response is chaotic and lacks structure and speed, especially in terms of communication. We've outlined a clear plan of IT-driven changes to optimize the communication and response to such conditions by introducing a new digitized platform, along with automated communication channels. The key stakeholders involved in the process are KMNI, who is responsible for the weather forecast and icing flow capacity, the Dutch Air Traffic Control, Royal Dutch Airlines, and the Airside Support, responsible for snow removal and administration, together with Apron, which monitors the de-icing of the gates and airside operations. To respond to this problem, we suggest setting up a cross-institutional digital platform in an agile manner. As weather is highly unpredictable and situations change fast, a fast and agile approach needs to be used to respond to this. In the current scenario, the process is not leading, but the situation is. For this reason, we suggest using an agile approach to create and maintain this digitized platform in order to sense,
Two
respond,
platforms will be required in order to create the best connection among the key stakeholders. The first platform is the data gathering platform. This platform receives the data such as weather forecasts, availability of employees, and scheduled flights. It's important to have clear instructions where the data comes from and clear instructions on the type of the format that the data will be used. The second type of platform is an information sharing platform. This sends out important decisions to all parties and should help automate communication between parties. The implementation of an agile approach will use 6 simple steps. The first step will be establishing a governance body in charge of tracking and mitigating risks and uncertainties. We advise the air traffic control to be this governance body. They should be the key stakeholder and scrum leader. Building on this, we'd advise Schiphol to make use of weekly sprints.
To establish a body of governance, the flows between the main stakeholders need to be understood. In the case of the information sharing platform, the air traffic control is the main distributor of information and therefore the governing entity in terms of decisions on the access and manipulation of information in this platform. This while KNMI, AOM and KLM are the main sources of information.
Each stakeholder will have a specific function to cover with the development of the platform. The timeline consists of initiating, planning, execution, monitoring, and controlling, and closing. The table represents the role of each of the stakeholders involved in the project. As can be seen, the air traffic control is in each phase of the project.
Once a key body of governance has been established, it's important to have a vision of where the product is going. Together with all 6 parties, it's important to outline what the key features of the digitized platform have to be. Everyone has different needs regarding what they need to enter and what they need to obtain from this platform. Having a meeting regarding the basic needs will create a clear image for everyone. The expected project benefits will be the main drivers of the project. The 3 underlying problems should be approached by establishing current and target KPIs in order to increase the overall customer satisfaction. The main success drivers will be better communication flow among stakeholders, reduction of snow removal delay, and the decline in the total number of cancelled flights due to extreme weather. We have come up with several goals that Schiphol should attain by the end of this period. We believe in the power of SMART goals. The following points are compliant with SMART framework in order to deliver both efficiency and feedback. Therefore, goals should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound.
Next, it's important for Schiphol to understand where they intend to go next. As previously mentioned, in the current scenario, the weather dictates the action, not the other way around. Schiphol needs to move from uncertain wants and cans to more certain cans and wants. This starts in step 3, by creating a sprint backlog. A sprint backlog is created to see if the multiple stories told in the previous steps have been correctly outlined and merged into one system.
The sprint backlog highlights the process of the 2 systems specifically. An important step in developing the new generalized information sharing platform is to outline the development approach. For the implementation of the project, we chose Agile. More specifically, we chose the Scrum framework. Furthermore, the project development would involve 1 person per stakeholder and incremental updates with air traffic control taking the role of the Scrum leader. Step 4 is the sprint development cycle. This is the step where both systems need to start being built. This should be done in short sprints of 2 weeks with clear identified budgets. We propose a budget of €1.5 million per platform with the assumption that the platform should be usable after 6 months of building and testing. The development process should be a failure-friendly environment as mistakes should be learned from and not repeated. After development is concluded, the team must go back after each sprint and analyze their processes and results. In this way, the team can understand whether they actually achieved their goals and if it would have been possible to do things better. The platform will be evaluated through KPIs such as accuracy of data, uptime, implementation costs, and stakeholder satisfaction.
Finally, once the systems are in place, it's important to focus on continuous improvements and continuous reviews. Stakeholders should be interviewed, and an open feedback environment should be implemented so that every stakeholder can contribute to the improvements of the platforms. Continuous release trains can help this process by allowing updates to be only seen by some users at a time and checking if these updates are actually appreciated by those users. One important thing to keep in mind while implementing the system that was just described is that the system should be implemented gradually rather than all at once. The system should initially work as complementaries of one another so that the transition can take time and be failure-proof. Over time, the old system should eventually be totally replaced by the new system, but this should only be the case when everyone has adopted and the system is running smoothly. Zooming out a bit, the two processes have similar implementation timelines. However, the data gathering platform needs to be developed first. Only once this platform has reached step 4, we should start building the second platform. This is because the platforms build on one another. And if it's seen that there are severe problems with implementing the first platform, it might be crucial to change the process of the second platform. To give an overview of everything discussed in this presentation, we have created a project charter. Within this project charter, you are able to find the key people who have a role in the project, the dominant constrained areas, and the knowledge areas. Furthermore, we have outlined some mitigation actions that can be taken to avoid the constraints listed. To conclude, for Schiphol to get to the ideal scenario, it is of most importance that an agile approach is used for the implementation. Through implementing the new system in an agile way, there's more room for adjustments and customizing for all the stakeholders that have a role in the system. Finally, once the system is in place, it is not the end yet. Important is to have continuous improvements and focus on how the system can be made even more beneficial than it already was.